right. We made it. One of four videos, two of four videos, three of four videos, and now of four videos. We're the fourth and final video where we have been talking about, well, really reading the article by Peggy McIntosh titled White Privilege Unpacking the Invisible Knapsack. The introduction was on the first video we read, and the second video was the 50 different daily effects of white privileges, which we stated there's more available, but in this article there are 50 listed. The third video we talked about elusive and fugitive. And now the final video is earned strength, unearned power. If you have a positive comment, please type it in the chat box. This is only for informational purposes. I found this article to be interesting years ago, and I wanted to come back to it and read it so I can have something to go back and just listen to an audio of it. It could be available somewhere via audio, but I wanted to do it as well as share it with others. Um, if you find yourself feeling anxiety in any of these videos, just stop and do something else. Don't force this upon yourself. I became emotional during the second video where it listed the 50 white privileges with me being black and a woman. And it was really, really emotional that in 2021 I'm still feeling these things that are listed. It's amazing. It's just horrible. It's horrible, horrible, horrible. So I took like an hour break. Now I'm back. So I started at 7. It's at 9 o'clock. It's 9 now. So let's go through this last portion. Um, so about a page and a half long. But we could do this. So let's begin. Earn strength, unearned power. I want then to distinguish between earned strength and unearned power. Conferred privilege can look like strength when it is in fact permission to escape or to dominate. But not all of the privileges on my list are inevitably damaging. Some, like the expectation that neighbors will be decent to you or that your race will not count against you in court, should be the norm in a just society. Others, like the privilege to ignore less powerful people, distort the humanity of the holders as well as the ignored groups. We might at least start by distinguishing between positive advantages, which we can work to spread, and negative types of advantage, which, unless rejected, will always reinforce our present hierarchies. For example, the feeling that one belongs within the human circle, as Native Americans say, should not be the same should not be seen as privilege for a few. Ideally, it is an unearned entitlement. At present, since only a few have it, it is an unearned advantage for them. This paper results from a process of coming to see that some of the power that I originally say as attendant on being a human being in the United States consistent in unearned advantage and conferred dominance. I have met very few men who truly distressed about systematic, unearned male advantage and conferred dominance. And so, one question for me and others like me is whether we will be like them, or whether we will get truly distressed, even outraged, about unearned race advantage or confirmed dominance? And if so, what will we do to lessen them? In any case, we need to do more work in identifying how they actually affect our daily lives. Many, perhaps most, of our white students in the United States think that racism doesn't affect them because they are not people of color. They do not see whiteness as a racial identity. In addition, since race and sex are not the only advantaging systems at work, we need similarly to examine the daily experience of having age advantage or ethnic advantage or physical ability or advantage related to nationality, religion, or sexual orientation. Difficulties and anger surrounding the task of finding parallels are many. Since racism, sexism, and heterosexism are not the same, the advantages associated with them should not be seen as the same. In addition, it is hard to disentangle aspects of unearned advantage that rest more on social class, economic class, race, religion, sex, and ethnic identity than on other factors. Still, all of the oppressions are interlocking. As the member of the Combahee River Collective pointed out in their Black Feminist Statement of 1977, one factor seems clear about all of the interacting oppressions. They take both active forms, which we can see, and embedded forms, which, as a member of the dominant groups, one is taught not to see. In my class and place, I did not see myself as a racist because I was taught to recognize racism only in individual acts of meanness by members of my group, never in invisible systems conferring unsought racial dominance of my group from birth. Disapproving of the system won't be enough to change them. I was taught to think that racism could end if white individuals changed their attitude. But white skin in the United States opened many doors for whites whether or not we approve of the way dominance has been conferred on us. Individuals' acts can palliate but cannot end these problems. Palliate, I think. Individuals can palliate but cannot end these problems. To redesign social systems, we need first to acknowledge their colossal unseen dimensions. The silences and denials surrounding privilege are the key political surrounding privilege are the key. Oh, right. Sorry, guys. I think was reading that twice. Let me go back. To redesign social systems, we need first to acknowledge their colossal unseen dimensions. The silences and denials surrounding privilege are the key political surrounding privilege are the key political tool here. So no, but yeah, they keep the thinking about equality or equity incomplete, protecting unearned advantage and conferred dominance by making these subjects taboo. Most talk by whites about equal opportunity seems to me now to be about equal opportunity to try to get into a position of dominance while denying that system of dominance exists. It seems to me that obliviousness about white advantage, like obliviousness about male advantage, is kept strongly encultured in the United States so as to maintain the myth of mediocrity, the myth that democratic choice is equally available to all, keeping most people unaware that freedom of confident action is there for just a small number of people, props up those in power, and serves to keep power in the hands of the same groups that have most of it already. Although systematic change takes many decades, there are pressing questions for me, and, I imagine, for some others like me, if we raise our daily consciousness on the prerequisites. Hold on, say that word again. I keep saying prerequisites. Per, purpose, perquisites, perquisites. Let me see. Okay. Although systematic change takes many decades, there are pressing questions for me, and, I imagine, for some, for some others like me, if we raise our daily consciousness on the per perquisites of being light skinned, what will we do with such knowledge? As we know from watching men, it is an open question whether we would choose to use unearned advantage, and whether we would use any of our arbitrarily awarded power to try to reconstruct power systems on a broader base. The end. Woo, that was challenging. We made it. Wow. Set small goals. Don't give up on yourself. Keep trying. Keep pushing forward. Keep thinking positive. You can get it done. Ooh, this was challenging. So I don't know if Peggy McIntosh is live today. Um, at the end of this article, it reads Peggy McIntosh is an associate director of the Wellesley College Center for Research on Women. This essay is excerpted from Working Paper 189, White Privilege and Male Privilege, a personal account of coming to see correspondences through work and women's studies, 1988, by Peggy McIntosh. Available for $4 from the Wellesley College Center for Research on Women. This working paper contains a longer list of privileges. This excerpted essay is reprinted from the winter 1990 issue of Independent School. So, if you guys have any comments, feel free to leave them. Wow. Remember, positive comments only. I'm about to start my day. Whew. Wait, pretty interesting. Deep breathe, stay positive, continue to learn, research, and find out who you are and become a better you. That end.